All right, all right. Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. If you could have you guys flip your cameras on, that little musical and video thing that you saw in the beginning there was produced by Noah and his team. So those guys are just on point. If you guys need any video production stuff, those guys are just killing it. So welcome. I have a couple of things to go through today. Ivan's been helping us in the Matrix. As you know, he joined us in the Matrix. So going through some policies and implementing things to really get a clear definition of what the Elite 100 is. It's been absolutely amazing. He's really genius when it comes to business and what the purpose of this group is. So I want to go over that. But as always, let's start with some wins. Let's get some energy going. Who has some wins that they would love to share? Mr. Van Hoos.
Wow. Thanks. I just got an email from Tony Robbins' organization, and I'm going to UPW this week, tomorrow in Palm Beach, and they're going to be interviewing me at the event.
Oh, sweet.
So that's a cool win.
That's a huge win. Get a little bit of publicity out of that. Huh? I love it.
Yeah, publicity. And then next week is my master. I decided I wanted to put a very special event, teaching people about hypnosis and teaching people about the stage hypnosis show. So next week, I've got my master NLP hypnosis event. So those are two cool wins.
Love it. Love it. Awesome. Keaton, what about you, bud? What's the win?
Just had a fantastic call with Jan and Matt and their team. I just love the energy in there. Just helping them bring their message out to the world. And it's great working with great people. So yeah, that's my win.
I love it. I love to call Matt and Yun the yin and the yang. And I've had the pleasure of working with them for several years now. And it is the energy off those calls is just unparalleled. So I love that. Corbin, what about you, handsome? Looks like you're multitasking on a bike or something there. Getting it done.
Yeah, I'm getting it done. Try to burn some fat. So got a huge opportunity to acquire a stake in the Chill Cowboy Country Club, which is a brand that Brian Kelly, the lead for Florida Georgia Line, put together. And then also working on a deal with Jerry Jones from the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, okay. Michael Irvin, for something called the 88 Club, which is, as you know, Drew Pearson, Michael Irvin, these guys that wore the number 88, most of them are in the Hall of Fame. Wow. And so it's a super small raise, only 250,000. But if anybody wants to participate on that, we're going to be in a position to start acquiring equity in brands, not just in a company, but equity in entire brands and advertising revenues and all sorts of stuff. And it's going to be a super fun play. It's something where we're going to get to go to games with Michael Irvin and the Dallas Cowboys. We're going to get to go to concerts and backstage with Florida Georgia Line and about 25 other artists, and it's just going to grow from there. So for me, it's as much of a lifestyle play as it is a return play, but we're going to make a ton of money at it too. So
no, those are fun, and let's you and I chat offline so we can vet that out. And it's actually one of the things we're going to talk about tonight. And we've been very blessed to we're looking at a deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars in a massive like 70 to 100 person TIR contract. So love to chat with you offline to see if there's collaborations in that. We're really looking to get into professional sports with thinking and results, and Chris Patterson paved the way potentially to a big deal for us. So that's another win for me. So, but yeah, let's chat offline about that for sure.
Sounds great.
Love it. Love it.
And
good.
If anybody wants to play in that, just shoot me a text or something on WhatsApp.
Sounds good. Let's do this. Mr. Chris Cates, would you mind leading us in the Mastermind principles?
Let me finish swallowing my lunch. Hold on one second.
Caught you off guard, huh?
Yeah. All right. So Mastermind principles begin every mastermind. Okay. I release myself to the mastermind because I am strong when I have others to help me. I believe the combined intelligence of the mastermind creates a wisdom far beyond my own. I understand that I will more easily create positive results in my life when I am open to looking at myself, my problems and opportunities from another's point of view. I decide to release my desire totally in the trust to the mastermind, and I am open to accepting new possibilities. I forgive myself for mistakes I have made. I also forgive others who have hurt me in the past so I can move into the future with a clean slate. I ask the mastermind to hear what I really want, my goals, my dreams, and my desires, and hear my mastermind partners supporting me in my fulfillment. I accept, I know, relax and accept, believing that the working power of the mastermind will respond to my every need. I am grateful knowing this is so. Dedication and covenant. I now have a covenant in which it is agreed that the mastermind shall supply me with abundance of all things necessary to live a success-filled and happy life. I dedicate myself to be of maximum service to the world and my fellow human beings, to live in a manner that will set the highest example for others to follow, and to remain an open channel of God's will. I go forth with a spirit of enthusiasm, excitement, and expectancy.
Oh, amazing. Thank you very much for that. Didn't mean to catch you off guard. I just wanted to pick somebody new.
It's good when you get older to make sure you can still read. So
Yeah. Well, Dave, I want to take my hat off to you because last week when none of us knew that, I mean, Jesus Christ, you're a professional global world speaker. Who would have known that you had challenges growing up, reading, right? So
That was awful, man.
it was awesome.
And it's crazy. I struggled. I made it through college without being able to read or write, which is very interesting because I paid people to take my classes. I influenced the teachers to pass me. I had codes, systems, you name it, to get through, which actually in business became a benefit because my partner, he wanted to do everything himself and control. And my first thing was, who can I get to get this done for me?
Yeah.
And
a lot of times
my weakness.
We talk about early grade school, right? Little Johnny's, cheating off of Derek over there in the corner, right? Because Derek's super smart. It's like, well, who's the smart one, right? The one that's leveraging somebody else's talent. Now they're gonna get in trouble for it, and you shouldn't do something to start a win-win scenario. But the point is, the one that thinks about leveraging other people's intelligence, in my opinion, is actually the more intelligent one, right? But they get reprimanded for cheating.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother subject, but
Well, it's interesting. Until I learned hypnosis, and that's how I fixed the problem. So dyslexia, all that stuff can be fixed through hypnosis, which is very powerful. Changed my life.
I love it. Love it. Well, as many of you guys know, Mr. Ivan Ans is changing a lot of our lives, and certainly us here at the Matrix. He's coming with us for an equity stake, and he's helping us reconfigure this company to go international, global, and Inc. 500, which means we will hit millions of people faster. He's grown multiple companies all over the world, and he's helping us rapidly do this. And one of the things we're instituting is you always hear him talk about having policies, right? And him and I went through the matrix, and he just really drilled down. We got really kind of focused as, what does the matrix do for clients at the core thing, short and sweet? What is our promise, right? And our promise is to help people build wealth, right? We enhance mindset to build wealth. And then wealth, as you guys know, is the whole wheel of life. So then he's like, okay, are we enhancing everyone's life in all of these areas? And we need to make sure everything that's brought into this family does that. So we instituted a policy, and I'm going to read it for you here, and then you guys are all going to get it. And it's something that we're all going to live by as mastermind members, right? Because we don't want to bring anything into this mastermind that's not building wealth, right? And when we were forming this way back in the day, we did some things pretty quick. Some people took some financial hits, and it wasn't building wealth, right? It was not the promise of the matrix. So we're evolving, we're growing, and now here we are. But this policy here states that anything, whether it's financial or coaching or whatever it is, brought into this world and offered and endorsed by the matrix has to go through a review policy, a vetting, a period of time, depending on what it is, so that we vet it. Right? It says, after a review of our long-term goals as an organization, we realize that we exist to increase wealth for all. The word wealth comes from its origin, wellness. In this sense, we have the matrix wheel, and we're responsible to make sure that our clients improve all areas of their life. And because of that, we've established this office and policy that looks to review and personally test for a period of time, and with a specific checklist, anything and everything that anyone, clients, staff, or vendors propose to the matrix in our group, or something that can increase their wealth. And this is with the purpose of protecting our clients going forward, right? And the team's sanity and wealth. So from today and onwards, all new recommendations and suggestions to share with our clients, staff, and our entire matrix world should first come to us, where we can review and vet, and we might put different groups of people together to do this, and then actually test it ourselves. So this is going to get sent out to you guys. So right now, there's 2 things on the table that we have not vetted and have not endorsed. And if you choose to do them, you should do your own homework. We're not saying you can't do things. It's just there's certain things that we will vet as a group, bring in, personally test. I have a few things we're testing now that we haven't even told you guys because of some of this. And so Corbin, the thing that you just brought up, it's a quick, short thing, right? We're not going to have time to vet it, so we can't endorse it. That being said, the people that know and love you, you guys can talk behind the scenes, because that's going to be a quick money raise and done probably this week, right?
It may be, but I'll reserve some spots for people, but
Yeah.
I think this is a great idea, and
No, 100%. I'm not saying
I'm happy.
Per this policy, like we don't have the time to vet it. I don't think by the time some people might jump in. So I might be one of them. I'm not saying do it or don't do it. I'm just saying,
yeah,
we don't have the time to endorse it as the Elite 100. Like I said, I may do it myself. I don't know. So if one of you wants to connect with Corbin, if you have interest, just you're doing it at your own risk is all we're saying. It's from a liability standpoint too, right? If somebody does something that we endorse. And then the second thing, because I don't know anything about this, is the classes that Dave has with hypnosis. I've never taken hypnosis. I don't teach it. I don't know the long-term effects of it. If you guys are doing anything here, you're doing that on your own. Do your own research and homework about hypnosis, because we haven't vetted it or tested it, and I personally don't have any experience with it. So hopefully you guys see this as a policy to enhance and protect you guys going forward, and to make sure that we're being very thorough. And we'll just say something like, if somebody brings something to the group, if it's a short-term quick thing, you got to do your own homework and enter at your own risk. But anything that we like, the philanthro investing, I know dozens of people over years that have invested with Ivan from multiple masterminds. Like, that's been vetted, tested, proven but it's still an investment, but it's been clearly vetted, right? And obviously the AI and the gold fund, we have 6-month plus track records. One of them has a 1.5-year track record. So it's it's just it's try to ensure the safety of the group as we scale globally, and just make sure that we're doing our homework on our end to build a mastermind where you guys are just getting the best of the best and increasing all the areas of wealth. Does that make sense? Hopefully you guys see this as something, that's going to help the group grow and thrive. It's not a hindrance in any way. But if somebody wants to bring something to the group, please get with me first. And then again, if you guys want to enter at your own risk, that's totally fine. Any questions, comments, concerns on that? All good? All right. Well, I want to bring forth, it's Keaton's turn in a hot seat here. And I want to bring him forward. And a lot of you know Keaton for a short amount of time. He came into the Matrix in TIR, then Inner Circle Elite 100. I don't know if he 10-folded, 6-folded his income. His physical fitness, his personal lifestyle with his wife and kids. I mean, he's just really open, eager, and he takes action, massive action. So Keaton, why don't you kind of tell us where you were before you came into the Matrix, kind of where you are now, but more importantly, how we can help you, and how we can help you grow on all levels. And I'll give you a screen share because I think you might need it.
Cool. Yeah, I just wanted to first off just thank everyone for the opportunity to share this and ask for your help. It's fantastic to be part of a group of people like this. Go ahead and share. let's see. Will you guys be able to see this?
Yep.
Fantastic. Yeah, so meet my marketing company. I kind of just threw this together, but I want to be kind of quick just so that we'll have more time to talk and I'll get your guys' input. So meet my marketing company with Keaton Nelson. Hold on. You can tell I don't do this very often. Yeah, so I own Perpetual Motion Marketing. Actually, Brian's a business partner of mine now. Very, very, very happy and thankful to have him on board. But our mission is really, really simple. It's just to amplify messages worth sharing, right? Want to find great people and help them get their message out to the world. This is who we help is entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, speakers, authors, or just like business owners who are looking to establish their credibility with a personal brand, or if they're just like looking to generate leads and sales through social media advertising. Because we have found a little cheat code there working with Rudy and his team. This is what we offer. Done for you content creation for social media. We kind of teach our clients how to be the content instead of create content. So instead of me having my clients sit there and record video after video or whatever, we'll get them on like podcasts or have them record their coaching calls or any other types of interviews. And then my team can go through those hour-long videos and chop up and find all the best pieces of content, edit them down, and post them to all 5 platforms of social media. And obviously we'll manage their content. We also do paid advertising and lead generation on Facebook, Instagram. We're moving over to TikTok and YouTube very shortly too. And then personally, I do digital marketing consulting, kind of like fractional CMO work. So little deeper look of where my company's offers are at right now. The Facebook ads and lead gen, which creates sales calls. I've talked to a handful of you guys about it as well. It's really a cool offer. It's 90 days. We'll set up your Facebook ads, set up your back end with Go High Level and all the tracking, automations, funnel builds, everything. And if you don't see a return on your investment in 60 days, we're just going to hand you your investment back, right? And then the content creation and management, it's $5K a month, 5 platforms, 2 posts a day, Monday through Friday. And we go through and optimize your profile. Just to give you guys an overview. I really want to offer email marketing to everyone. I'm looking at, got to talk to Brian about it, but I want to acquire this couple who's doing some email marketing and see if we can offer their services to our clients because I think it would fit hand in hand with all this stuff. And then because we're getting so many leads, I want to get a solid appointment setters to just place in people's businesses so that they can fill up their calendars with qualified sales calls with people who are just ready to buy. And then here's the fractional CMO / marketing consulting, depending on what you need. Go in and train your team and set a plan in place, KPIs, tracking. And I'm big on like daily and weekly and monthly to-dos. I don't like big one-off projects. I like to just create a system that is small, actionable items that you do on a consistent basis, because that's what, like you guys know, habits create the big results. So that's a little overview. My final goal is I want to sell this company for about 20 million plus in about 3 to 5 years. That's the goal. It's definitely a C-type goal. I'm not, the how is still very, very fuzzy. I'm still playing with it. I don't know how much revenue that means. I don't know how much net profit that means. I don't know a lot of things. So this is kind of the things that I'm going to be asking for help with at the end of this as well. Short-term goal is I'd love to get to 2 million a month. With my current plan, I think it should be possible, or I believe that it is possible for the end of next year or the middle of the following next year. And currently, this is like where Brian asked, like where I was and where I am now, which is just wild. I'm on track to do $800,000 this year in gross revenue. But I started out 2020 with 11K in gross sales in January. So you do some math on that. It's enormous growth. And we were actually losing money in January. We lost a couple of clients, and we reconfigured our offer and try to provide more value to our clients, which also led to us charging higher ticket, but it was worth it for the clients because they generated more revenue. My current focus right now is scaling the front end offer, which is that Facebook lead gen ad thing, because I've actually been getting sales calls for about $30 to $50 a piece from Facebook ads. So I'd love to get like 10 a week would be fantastic, or 40 a month. I really need help hiring salespeople and setters. This is the first time I've had an influx of actual qualified sales calls, people excited to hop on the call and buy. And my schedule is like back-to-back meetings, so people are having to book like a week or two out, and that's no bueno. And then I want to place those clients after they've made a generous ROI to have them come over and do some done-for-you content creation, offer them email marketing, and place a setter in their business as well and help them scale. So that's my current focus. Future focus, I'd love to set up a mastermind sort of like Rudy Moore, but serving my specific audience and facilitating collaboration. It allows me to serve more people all at once, which means it's more scalable, slightly higher ticket as well, depending on how you look at it. And I just think I'd have more fun doing it, in interacting with people in a mastermind setting. So here's my ask for you guys, and I'll stop screen sharing. Do you know anyone that could use my services? Not the main ask, but if you happen to think of anyone, I would appreciate any referral at all. Do you have any suggestions that would help me reach my ultimate goal of the final sale, or give me more clarity of 20 million plus? And do you have any connections, introductions that you'd be willing to make that would help me reach that goal, or any of the goals along the way? And with that, just thank you for hearing me rant for a minute, and I would love to open the floor up.
Awesome, brother. I got a ton of notes here. Your $20 million goal, you need to be doing like 5 to 7 million a year, and somebody else can chime in here too, but 3 to 5 multiple on that. So think about a minimum of 5 a year, somewhere 5 to 7, you should be able to sell for 20. You were talking about 800 grand by the end of the year. I would just shift that to $1 million. I would just grab that and shift it to $1 million, just round it up.
Sure.
We've got a few more months, easy to do, and you're attracting people at a rapid pace. If you look at what you've done, 10K to I don't know what you're doing per month now, but I knew you were doing about 10 when we met. So I would just bump that up for this year, even C-type goal last few months, drive. That's going to help your multiples go up. And you would love for us to share your services. So how do we most effectively share your services? And do you have referral links and affiliate links for these guys?
Ooh. I do need to set up like a first promoter or something like that, because I would love to incentivize monetarily for everyone coming in for referrals. I don't have that set up right now. An email introduction and a handshake until I have all the tracking set up.
That's fine. So right now it's an email introduction.
Email introduction, or if you have my cell phone number, a 3-way chat in any way, shape, or form.
Why don't you put them both in the chat?
Yeah, I will.
When you're talking about salespeople, we met that guy John at Rudy's Mastermind. I think his name was John Antonio. You probably remember the guy we were talking to.
Joel.
Yeah. He worked with Dan Locke. Like, he has a massive team of setters and closers. Probably be a good conversation there. Pam Jordan is somebody you can use fractionally that will get your company in shape, along with Kendra, to prepare for exit. That's what she does. She puts things in the right buckets, make sure that your EBITDA is in check, and she literally can help you laser focus on an exit. So I know Kendra's doing your books. Pam can help with, start with the end in mind, right? $20 million exit. So you want to get everything in just perfect order, because your EBITDA is what's going to attract buyers. And then when you go to sell, I have a handful of people that are business brokers that'll broker that deal. Lastly, your mastermind group. The way I started the Elite 100, I had been in business for a few years. Dan Hoover and Peggy, some of the first ones, Yun and Matt. are some of my best friends ended up being in this mastermind. So you may be at the point already where you have a client base and you just need to look back with like 20 people that could be in either a weekly or a monthly mastermind for some reason. And you just launch it. I got the idea one day and I launched it. Actually, me and Maddie did this together, if I remember correctly. Elite 100, or either me and Maddie or me and Josiah. But I got the idea one day and we launched it the next. And I just reached out to the top clients that I had. I say, we're thinking about doing this thing, blah, blah, blah. Offered a founder's rate. And that's how I launched the Inner Circle too. So the last thing I have is YouTube and TikTok ads. Building YouTube channels, like highly producing monetizable YouTube channels. I know you guys are doing that for us. And by the way, we use Keaton for everything. That's the reason he's here, is because they're just friggin' amazing. 2 different companies. I use him also in Contact Ninjas. But building somebody's YouTube and monetizing it. And same thing with TikTok. I've talked to some people that are doing TikTok ads and they're like pennies and they're just converting like crazy. So getting becoming an expert in those 2 other socials, I think, will help. So that's my rant. Dan? Just a who bad?
Thank you.
Hey, Keaton. Brian actually covered a couple of things that I had in mind, but I'll ask one question. What does a setter mean to you? I have a person in mind that might be good.
Oh, okay.
So it's someone who would call or text the leads that are coming in that haven't booked a call on my calendar or a salesperson's calendar.
Yeah.
Have a script that they would follow to qualify them, and if they are qualified, book them on a calendar or downsell them to like either a workbook or a do-it-yourself program.
Got it. Okay. Thank
yeah.
you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Dave?
Hey, bud, how are you, man? I have a couple of suggestions for you to consider. I had a client of mine came in. So one of the things I'd like for you to consider is picking a good niche. So his dad was a dentist, and they sold his dad this $100,000 laser machine. Well, he started working for that company, found out that dentists don't know how to market. They bought this very expensive machine. So then he came back behind him and sold like a marketing system where he did like the videos and the stuff like that to help them monetize that machine. So he got his business to 20 million in 3 years. So I'm not sure if there's a technology or something that you can bolt onto that already has your customer.
Interesting.
Right? Does that make sense? Because
Yeah, absolutely.
that'd be number one. Number 2 is you've got to really, for that big of a system, you've got to really crack the code of getting customer one-to-many. So there's only 2 ways that I know to do one-to-many customers. One, obviously, if you're driving traffic, don't drive them to a setter because they're not hot enough. So what we do in franchising, how I'm breaking all the franchising records, is we're driving traffic. They're then coming to my webinar, which then grabs the attention, tells them the story, targets their problem, gives them value. And at the end of that webinar, then they can click a button to put a deposit or to schedule with the salesperson. This way, if you want to make more money, spend more time with quality prospects. So that would be my second strategy for you. The third would be obviously getting on stages and speaking to sell, right? There is a chiropractic convention. Every week there's a chiropractor seminar going on, a surgeon event, whatever. But all these people have licenses. So the second strategy that guy did is he goes to a dental surgeon where they have to re-up their license. And he pays to play to sponsor those events because they're all doctors, they're all there, and obviously they have no freaking clue how to market. That would be my third strategy. And then obviously the next strategy would be do your own events. So buy the list of all the chiropractors, buy the list of whoever your customer is, and invite them. And this is very key. It's always free to come, paid to leave.
Yeah.
So invite them, give them tremendous value, make it super easy, make it $99, $49 to come to half day or 1 day training. And then obviously after that training, then you teach them everything. Here's how you do everything. Or at the end, we could just do it all for you. So then you'll have a high conversion for that one. And then the last strategy I have is custom is going to be evil. So what I recommend is that not only getting customer one-to-many, but fulfillment has to be one-to-many. So I would do a monthly 20 people, get them in a room for 2-3 days and be an assembly line, record this, and make it happen like that.
Love that.
Because if you get caught in too much fulfillment, it's going to kill you. So
Correct.
that's about it. If you had, those are my suggestions. If you have any questions, you can ask me offline or now, whatever's easiest for you.
Now, Dave,
It's
great,
very clear advice. Thank
great
you.
tidal wave of advice. Jesus.
No, this is phenomenal. I was just talking to my fulfillment, right-hand director of client services, and we're trying to figure out. That's a reason also why we're shifting away from done for you content creation to that Facebook lead gen stuff, but because it is like a template, you just plug and play, and it's scalable. Whereas when we do the done for you content creation, it's just like all custom, very hard to scale people. We went from like 7 to 20 people in a week because we got a few clients, and it's just like, that's not the business I want to be in because it's chaos, right? So
you might
I
need to
love
set your
the
pricing
idea of
on
doing,
Right. That's as you become more and more valuable, if you are going to do custom, make sure you're getting paid for it.
right.
And just, you don't want to gouge people, but you don't want to be under market value either, because especially if you're overperforming, then you want to make sure you do some research and stay on point. What is Rudy charging, right? Because you guys are getting
Right.
similar results for people.
Right.
So if you are going to do something custom, make sure you're getting paid for it and make sure you enjoy it. It's really the only two reasons to do like one-on-one and custom. You enjoy it,
Mhm.
get paid for it. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it. Because you can build a whole company around all automated, right?
Yeah.
So I would assess that from a level, 1 to 10. Are you passionate about it, enjoyment wise? And then let's review to make sure you're charging appropriately. Maddie?
This is amazing. Oh, I'm so excited to hear from Maddie.
Hi.
Hi, Maddie.
The right brains to kick in. It was Yun. Where's Maddie?
So I'm so happy for you, Keaton. I just want to say, congrats on everything. That's so cool. You're such a good person, and I'm just so happy for you.
Oh, thank you.
So, okay, I have one idea about your mastermind group. A big gap in the coaching space, right, is when you start doing Facebook ads and funnels and big project campaigns like that. There's a lot of ambiguity between coaches and lack of transparency between coaches of how things work and how they get things done. And I feel like in your high-end mastermind, if you had it, this is just an idea, I don't know if it would work, but if you had it set up so that the people in your high-end mastermind were taking advantage of all your services, but then they were coming together in the mastermind to talk about how they're fulfilling those services, because it's one thing to have the service and the funnel, it's another thing to have it working, right? And talk about how they're converting, how they're selling, just super transparent mastermind where they're these are my numbers, this is what I'm selling, this is my ROI, that, you know what I mean? Just a super transparent group, I think would be so helpful. And then another thing that I wanted to say was your marketing. So again, from the coaches, entrepreneur, online perspective, this part of our businesses is super terrifying for a lot of people, because a lot of people have spent money in the wrong directions, not knowing. And so trust in this area is really hard for this space. And so putting that out in your marketing, not just saying you can trust me, but just being Keaton on the forefront, not trying to be Rudy, not trying to be Grant Cardone, not trying to be anyone else, because I think he's great, but I wouldn't trust him if I saw him online. I want to know Keaton on my screen. I want to know about your kids. I want to know about your family. I want to know what you believe in. and you help me with my business, but like I want to know who you are on the front, right?
Love that.
Because authenticity on the front end translates to authenticity on the back end. So I think that's super cool. And then one more thing is there's this like huge talk right now between masculine and feminine energy when it comes to sales. And a lot of women in the coaching space, which the coaching space is, I think, like 80 or 90% women, like to be fair, like it's really high percentage of women over men and in the personal development space. And there's this big polarity right now around selling in a masculine way and selling in a feminine way, and having a business in the feminine way and having a business in the masculine way, and not doing sales calls or doing sales calls, bro marketing versus feminine marketing. And the world needs balance. And I think you could offer that balance by, yes, we do sales calls. Yes, we do funnels. Yes, we do all these things, but we don't manipulate people on our sales calls. We don't teach you to manipulate people on your sales calls. We have the funnel, but then you also have the mindset and the manifestation and the being good people behind the funnel. Like taking out like the cringy side of the bro marketing world.
Taking notes.
I love that, Maddie. Bro marketing world. I love that.
Traditional like personal development sales came from the bro marketing world. I mean, you know what I mean? Like if you don't buy today, then you're fucked. If you don't,
Really quick.
if you don't buy today, then you don't believe in yourself. Like that's not okay.
Just to kind of echo that whole thing is that it's really been very task oriented and all this. But that feeling of have to do something that you don't want to do is going to create a result that you're not going to want to have. Right. So Maddie, beautifully spoken. And just to echo that, Keaton and everybody that knows Keaton, this is completely source driven. Completely.
Yeah.
Right. You are being completely guided. So the faith and trust of where you want to go and why you want to go there, that's the forefront. Don't allow others, yes, learn from them, but really go into your gut. And what I mean by that, it's all vibration. You're going to see examples from others that are going to trigger different thoughts and feelings. Pay attention to that gut, because don't do it because your brain convinces you. Your gut's always going to know what's best for you. And remember, if you get a little ickling vibration that doesn't feel good, that's not meant for you.
There's a new wave of marketing, Keaton, and I'm sure you've seen it doing what you do. The first person to actually bring it to my awareness was actually Josiah in 2018, I think, when we met. He told me, he was like, I like marketing, but I teach people how to market from love, not fear. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love you. Can we get married? And so I just like, there's a new wave coming. People are getting smarter. The world is getting more conscious. And like, for me, like, I'm not, baby, we can see you. He's like crawling in the background.
Picture.
Yeah. But the world is getting smarter. People are getting smarter. Your audience is getting smarter, and they want to buy because they would love to buy, not because they feel like they have to, or they're going to miss out, or they're going to lose out on their business or money or anything like that. Like, sell from love. That is your gift. Your gift is love. Your gift is who you are. Like, I would encourage you to, learn from Rudy, like Yin was saying, but like, I would unfollow him on social media. I'd unfollow anyone that does what you do on social media, because you need to stay in your lane. Like, you're going to do really well. You're going to blow the heck up because you are you, not because you've become Rudy Maurer or anyone else. So I just want to really, really encourage you to just stay in your lane.
Wow. I love that.
That's great advice.
Thank you so much.
I know
Can
Ara
I make it
a while back too.
Oh yeah, Ara, I'd love to hear from you. I do have a question. Maybe some people could think about this too. While from the people that do work with me, and Maddie, that's fantastic. You got me thinking. Well, you probably, people who work with me, you probably work with other people too. What makes Keaton Nelson, working with Keaton Nelson in pre marketing, different than, you know, the other agencies that you worked with? Or like, or what's the interaction like? Because I don't know, because I've always been me, you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah,
at all.
I mean, I can tell you from our point of view, you do what you say, you get shit done. It's so basic and simple. It sounds but it's not just some advanced algorithm, right? It's you literally just, this is what I'm going to do, and then your team executes, and you have a really good system of monitoring the execution and driving things to completion. That I personally have encountered, and we've gone through half a dozen. Maddie knows we've gone through half a dozen or more of these type of people that are supposed to blow you, market and blow you up. So for me, it's transparency and execution.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I know.
I'm also like, I'm also trying to think about through the lens of what Maddie was just talking about, like the human aspect of working with, like what's different about that, Yun? And I do want to hear from you, Ara.
Same thing. I mean, I wrote it in the chat, but it's the heart, right? And not for nothing, like words are so limiting. Words are very limiting because it's only a description of what a vibrational state is. But that connection, Keaton, like your genuineness, your authenticity, your ability to really let go like God and allow it to serve from you and through you is just, it's really, really powerful. Even just the conversation I had with him the other night, guys, full transparency, right? Like we signed on with Rudy Mauer for his inner circle. But prior to doing so, I called Keaton Nelson and I said, Keaton, so I don't really know anything about marketing. I don't want to know anything about marketing. I just want to help people with what I know and what my gift is, right? And I've been working with Keaton, and I said, bottom line is, if you're doing the same thing, you guide me. You guide me and let me know what I need to do, because if you're going to do the same thing, my money's on you, buddy. Like, I want to do what you tell me to do because this is who I know, like, and trust. And Keaton turns around and says to me, I'm just going to put myself in your shoes. And I'm not in your shoes, and the network he has and the people that you want to impact, I would sign up for Rudy. But I just want to share with you, I'm going to be along with you every step of the way, and I'm going to help you get your message out, and I'll do whatever it takes. And he said, I just want you to know, I want Chelsea and I to stay in your world. And I'm like, guys, that's the heart. That's the heart. It's never about the money. The money just happens to be the result of the people that you impact. And Keaton, you've impacted us, right? You and your wife, divine couple that's here for such a bigger purpose than just marketing. Yet marketing happens to be the vehicle that God's leading you the way through. And it's just beautiful to watch you expand and express.
Thank you, Yun.
Ara, I know you had your hand up like a while ago.
Yeah, Keaton, you know that I've never worked with you. I'd like to someday soon. Maddie and Brian kind of stole some of my thunder. Maddie's advice to stay in your lane, I think, is very valuable. Brian's point of think of this exit strategy first. We never do that. We never ever go into business or marriage or whatever or partnership and think of the exit strategy first. And that's one of the biggest problems. If we do look at that first, then a lot of problems will be solved. For example, the multiple that you were talking about, Brian, you said you have a few friends who are business brokers. I used to do business broker back in early 80s. What we had back then was triple the sales. 3x sales is what you value of the company is. So if that formula still holds, which I don't know if it does, it's 60 million you got to do to get a 20 million buyout. Now that I'm sure a lot of things have changed in the service industry and your industry. So I encourage you to look into the business brokerage. And number one, number two, don't make it all about you. Meaning you're not you, as Dave said earlier. Find the talent. Brian encouraged it. Find the people who do it with you, for you, instead of you doing it. Because if you are the central focus point, 20 million, 50 million, no one's going to give you that, because if you leave, nothing's going to be left. So the organization, like just like Brian is doing, the organization that is set up is worth everything, because then it can be transferred. I could be the one who's running it, you could be the one who's running it, anybody can be. But make yourself the harsh way of saying the least important person in the field. That's what I do. That's how I sold a few companies myself. Good luck.
That's great advice.
And we had talked about this, right? Over the next 12 months or even 6 months, we should identify like a chief operations officer that literally you speak their vision to this person, and this person drives the team to execute. And that'll do what Ara is saying, because like I'm never exiting the matrix. I'm not planning to I'm going to do this till I die, right? So if I was, I would need to start replacing myself before, a good year, maybe 2 before exit. So it is something we want to start looking at. And another thing just came to my mind too is these other masterminds, the Power Room, the BA. We got to get you there front and center to you do a pitch like this, something like this happens, but it's like 100 people, 200 people, and they're much more business deal flow, like B2B type stuff. So that those 2 rooms, if we get you on stage and presenting, you'll need to be prepared for the wave.
Right. Yeah. I did the math on that investment, and like BA sounds super exciting, and not to mention the connections there.
That's advice for a young friend here. Anything coming up?
Brian?
Ivan, I was wondering. Oh, you weren't.
Oh, I'm here, amigo. Keaton, I had an idea. There is an event that happened in Puerto Rico with a lot of entrepreneurs. I can coordinate speak in that. On a matter of fact, I am into the event to speak. Comes to visit me in Puerto Rico, and you can name. I think it will be around 200 plus people that are American to Puerto Rico because of the taxing, which gives you a great potential public. So because we are now in Matrix foundation a strong rocket to be able to launch it, then the expansion will our plans for Q1 2023, but you should be thinking with it so you can come and visit me in Puerto Rico and do jet ski and enjoy the beach and for you, and we go on the beach and we swim, presentation to the people.
Let's do it. When is that, Ivan?
Well, Q1 2023.
Okay. And what's the name? How do I get ticket? Like, is there more information you can send me on that?
Just
that sounds awesome.
Shoot me an email, and I will start the relation with the founder of this company in Puerto Rico.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ivan.
Whew. Anybody else? All right. Well, I believe that was super impactful. You're probably going to want to watch this recording, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
A lot of great ideas, a lot of good nuggets. Here's the thing I want to say to you guys. When we do these hot seats, a lot of what was said here today applies to Antonio, Nelson, Greg, Matt, Ian, Ivan, Ara, Chris Cates. Like, you guys are coaches, business. A lot of what was said actually applies to what you're doing as well. The vertical sometimes is irrelevant. And that's why I love hot seats, because sometimes you guys will give advice that you should take for your own business. And since you're in the lens of coaching somebody, it comes out. God puts it right to and through you. But when you're trying to solve your own challenge, sometimes we hit blocks. So I think this would be a good one for everybody to watch again. And Ivan, you weren't here the first 10 minutes, but we went through the policies and we implemented the policy you and I talked about. So if you want to share just 2 or 3 minutes of how you and I figured out, what the purpose of the matrix is, why we're here, what is wealth building, maybe share your thoughts as we wrap up here.
Yes, totally, Brian. We were in a conversation with Brian, and we realized, okay, want to make this the one lifestyle enhancement in the world. Okay, how you life by well-being of an individual and the well-being of multiple in an organization, in a company, by wealth. Now wealth, from what it, the origin of the word wealth, well-being. From wealth. So we went over the to right now, okay, what's the purpose? Success International. What's the and well, purpose is this wealth is peace, joy, something like that. We define like with you wrote it.
Yeah.
So it's to increase wealth. Result of someone comes to Matrix. Why they come and why they stay, why they go from the mastermind to the product and to the inner circle and to something else that is that in the near future. Why someone stay? Well, they are increasing their wealth. Otherwise, if the is decreasing, why someone will stay? Why someone will bring us their family, the people they love, to the enhancement company? So it's increased wealth. That's why we say to take full responsibility for comes into this group. That's what I call in my company the first office. Because anything that is special in our life, that is new, it needs to be tested, it needs to life, meaning like the book and our staff, before it goes to any other people that can put, you know, if it's not going to increase their wealth, their well-being across their life. And that's how that, you know, we have already like 4, only 1 car, but the purpose of really, you know, making this a diamond, a very unique for the world, where the people that really, it has a journey that is showing that they are increasing their wealth.
I love it. So it really helped us to bring some clarity to what we're doing and the purposes here. And hopefully you guys can feel the love. It's across our team. Our team is like twice the size. You know, the people that are supporting all you guys behind the scenes, a lot of them are here. We meet every week, really just focusing in with this kind of this new lens, or a recommitted lens, or whatever you want to call it. But it was so clear when we came to this, right? The reason why anybody comes to any one of our programs or our mastermind is to increase wealth, right? Which is, again, it's the wheel of life. It's not money. It could be all spirituality, it could be health, relationships, but it's the whole wheel. So we're taking a much higher level of commitment going forward to make sure that you guys are all building wealth to the Matrix. So Ivan, thanks for.
Sorry, I'm something else, which is I am very excited project with the technology on how we know that every client for Matrix for sure increasing wealth after month. We call the Matrix Index. You guys will see, take us, you know, it's a project, but the increase, it will be measurable month after month. And that's very unique in the organization.
Awesome. Love it, brother. Love it. Love and appreciate you. Love all you guys here. Thanks for pouring into Keaton. I think you got a ton of value. I think we're going to help him build his wealth through this one mastermind alone, across all levels. And I just love your journey, brother. I love your commitment to people, and we love having you in the group. So be well and God bless everybody. We'll get the recording out shortly. And I think it's really probably a good one for all of us to go back through. All right. Have a blessed week. We'll see you guys soon.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Mwah. Have an amazing day.
You too.